There are four types of people that should go on keto, and there are four types of people that should not go on keto. We're going to discuss what they are, and at the end of the video, I'm going to tell you exactly what I do personally. Now, the important thing to understand is in this video, I'm not talking about any debate of whether keto is healthy or not. You can go online and you can find just as much support for keto to say it's healthy for us, and you could find equal amounts of research that says it's not healthy for us. That's not the issue. Who should go on it? The first person is you, because if you're already interested in it, then you're probably looking at some of the benefits, which means you qualify as you're probably one of the three other people I'm going to mention. So the second type of person would be someone with type 2 diabetes. And the reason why is because probably what led to the type 2 diabetes was a very unhealthy relationship with food. Or maybe you have a family history of type 2 diabetes. One of the benefits of keto is that it can help people limit the amount of carbohydrates that they eat. And so when you consume a diet that is essentially 70% fat and 25% protein, you're going to probably lose weight. And that's really why most people are doing keto. Most people are doing keto not because they have epilepsy, but because they want to lose weight. The third type of person is someone who their BMI is over 25, which again relates to the being overweight situation. And there's ways to calculate what your BMI is if you don't know, but all you have to do is look in the mirror. If you look in the mirror and you think to yourself, holy cow, I'm a big dude, then yeah, your BMI is kind of up there. The fourth type of person who needs to go on a keto diet is someone who has high blood pressure. And if you're overweight, if you have type 2 diabetes, then all these things contribute. And the number one thing that you could do is lose weight. And that will help your high blood pressure. All right, so now let's talk about the four types of people that should not go on keto. And that is, number one, maybe you. Because maybe you looked into it, or all your friends are talking about it, and they're trying to influence you to eat this way. Now, you intuitively know this probably isn't going to be good for you, but everybody's trying to tell you what to do, and diet is so polarizing that people are just trying to force others to do things like this. One of the big arguments is, our ancestors used to eat like this. The answer is, no, they didn't. That's such a weird argument. That's like saying our ancestors never shaved, therefore we shouldn't shave. To me, it's just a weird and bizarre explanation, because there is quite a bit of research also that says they did not eat keto. So if you're feeling pressure to do keto just because everybody else is doing it, you don't have to feel obligated. The second type of person who should not do keto is an endurance athlete. And time again, people have drank the keto Kool-Aid, started doing keto, and tried to become fat adapted and failed at their endurance sport. Carbohydrates, healthy carbohydrates are good for you. Unhealthy carbohydrates are not good for you. But ultimately, if you want to increase your performance in the athletic field, you're going to need energy, and you're going to need carbohydrates. And that's just the way it is. Third type of person is a person with a BMI lower than 18. So you could do, like I said in the beginning, you could do calculations, but if you look in the mirror and you go, man, I need to eat. Or if people are always trying to ask you, hey, do you run? Do you run marathons? If you get that question a lot, chances are your BMI is pretty low and you don't need to do keto. The fourth type of person who should not do keto, and this is what I see in my practice quite a bit, is people that are trying to lose weight for an event, such as a reunion or a wedding. And this is just a bad idea. And the reason why is because when you first go on keto, you will lose a lot of weight because you're losing quite a bit of water weight. And then you get what's called the keto flu. That's just a fancy way of explaining that your body is freaking out at the shock that you're putting it through. No diet should cause you to feel like you have a flu. Then if you do it right, you're going to end up in ketosis and your breath is going to smell. So think of it this way. You're on your wedding night, you've got the keto flu, your breath smells, and you're dehydrated. That doesn't seem like a good way to spend your honeymoon. So if you're trying to lose weight quickly, the keto diet is one way to go about that, but it just doesn't seem like it's very healthy to me. So the question now you should be asking, if you've gotten this far, most people don't get this far, by the way, so I just want to say thank you and congratulate you on making it this far into the video, because now I'm going to give you what I personally do. And what I personally do is not what you should do. That's kind of like a disclaimer, but I think it is. That's why I have a YouTube channel, so I can give opinions, right? Here's what I do. My goal is to 90% of the time eat really healthy. That allows me to not worry so much that if once in a while I eat something crappy, I'm not going to freak out over it or get so upset that I got out of ketosis or anything like that. Second thing is, I don't name my diet. I don't have to feel like I join a tribe or I'm part of some cult or anything like that. And I don't get upset if people eat that much differently from me, because it's their choice. And I realize, just like religion, whatever I believe isn't necessarily what you believe, but yet we're both arguing over something that neither of us can really prove. Because, like I said in the beginning, that with a keto diet, as well as carnivore diet, or vegetarian diet, or vegan diet, or any diet for that matter, there is a tremendous amount of research supporting every single diet. So who the hell is right? The answer is, the reason why there's so many diets is because nobody's right. We don't know what the best diet is, although they think they do in each category. So I look at food as picking each food and trying to figure out, does it make me feel good? Does it work for my digestive system? Do I feel as though I'm getting fat on this food? Do I feel like that this food gives me energy? And so with each item of food, you start figuring out, wow, this makes me feel good. Or this type of food makes me feel like crap. And so if I was going to classify myself and name it, I would say the zone diet mixed with the Mediterranean diet mixed with kind of a Jack LaLanne diet. What the hell is that? Basically, you don't eat a lot of meat, red meat that is, and eat a lot of vegetables. Your goal is to get tons of color on your plate, and you don't eat too much. It's kind of not rocket science. But I do like my olive oil, so that I feel good from. And so you can say that's a Mediterranean style of eating. And yet I always have liked the zone diet, because I feel as though you should get enough protein, but not so much, but not so little. You should eat enough protein to satisfy the needs of your body. And because that's different for everyone, there is no real rule that says everyone should get, 0.8 grams per kilogram of body weight, because a person that's 30% body fat is going to be a different person and have a different physiology than a person who's 10% body fat. It depends on your activity level. People that are super active probably need more carbohydrates for their energy levels than a person who sits at a computer all day. And then what's big in the zone diet is balancing the amount of fat relative to the protein, relative to the carbohydrate. That will tell you how much fat you can eat. And of course, you want healthy fats like avocados, monounsaturated fats. You want olive oil. You don't want margarine. To me, the zone diet makes a science out of the Mediterranean diet for the individual person. But because I want to live my life and not worry so much about the diet all the time and not feel again as though I'm part of some tribe or some cult, I just want to eat food. And I want food to taste good, and I want it to be healthy for me so I can be healthy enough to do all the things I want to do. Now for some people, not eating breakfast, putting butter in their coffee, eating bacon and eggs and fatty steaks makes them feel fantastic. And that's awesome. But there's certain types of people that thrive on that. And there's certain people that do not thrive on that. And that's the whole point. Having said all this, I would imagine that there is some agreement, but because we have the police who police everything and make sure that you want to put your favorite YouTuber or influencer down in the comments, go ahead and tell me why I'm right or wrong. Let me know what your thoughts are so other people can read it. If someone's never heard of Ken Berry or Eric Berg or what's that guy, Gregor, or what's the big buff guy who's just the carnivore king, not the king guy, but yeah, you want to put their names down in the comment section, hoping that other people will view them and look at the algorithm. Go ahead, whatever. The great thing about diets is the controversy will never stop. We will be arguing until the end of the earth what the best diet is, because I'm not sure that there is going to be a one human diet or the ultimate diet. We're just not going to come up with it because every individual is got different requirements, and thus you cannot say that this is the human diet or the perfect diet or our ancestral diet, because none of that ever has been a great argument, because what works for one person is not going to work for another. So I have a break between patients, so I went out for a little walk. I do this occasionally just to get the blood going and stuff. I hope you found this video interesting. There's a helicopter coming over my head, so you won't be able to hear me anymore. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comments down below.